My boyfriend stole my academic report to help his lover secure a recommendation for admission. Not only did they publish their paper first, but they also falsely accused me of plagiarism. After the incident was posted online, I suffered severe cyberbullying and consequently developed major depression. Meanwhile, his mistress became an academic sensation because of my research report. On the day she received her award, her boyfriend proposed to her on bended knee, while I tragically ended my life by jumping from a rooftop. The moment I opened my eyes again, I found myself back on the very day when the report had just been completed. Jane? Jane. Several urgent calls suddenly rang in my ears, snapping me back to reality. To my astonishment, the person who should have been at the awards ceremony was sitting right in front of me. Hesitantly, I touched my wrist. The areas that should have been shattered from the high-altitude fall were now completely intact. Could it be that I've been reborn? Jane, what's wrong? You've been distracted since earlier. Is it because you've been staying up late writing reports? By the way, didn't I tell you to bring it so I could help you revise? Did you bring it? Only when Liam mentioned the report again did I confirm it. I had indeed been reborn. In my previous life, Liam had used this very excuse to get me to hand over the report, claiming he'd make the final edits so I could rest properly. I never guarded against him and trusted him blindly. Little did I know he would turn around and give my work to his lover, Anna. The two of them collaborated to publish the paper ahead of me. When I published it later, unaware of their scheme, they turned around and accused me of plagiarism. No one listened to my explanation. After the incident was posted online, I suffered severe cyberbullying and even developed major depression as a result. When I confronted him, Liam merely glanced at me indifferently. You've always had such good grades and won so many awards since childhood, what's the harm in letting Anna have this one? Stop making a fuss. It's just a few insults, can't you just endure it? Later, Anna truly shone in academia because of my report. But I couldn't withstand the torrent of abuse from all sides and tragically ended my life by jumping off a rooftop. That very day happened to be when Liam proposed to Anna during her award ceremony. The past replays vividly before my eyes. I can still feel the excruciating pain of my body shattering upon impact. Suppressing intense physical discomfort, I shook my head and lied to Liam. No, I forgot to bring it. Forgot? How many times have I reminded you? Can't you even remember something so simple? How stupid are you? Here we go again. Every time I fail to meet Liam's demands, he belittles me to no end. In my past life, I was love-struck, enduring endlessly for Liam's elusive affection, constantly lowering myself to maintain our relationship. Only on my deathbed did I learn that he had loved Anna for years. I was merely his second choice, a tool to provoke Anna. But since fate has given me a second chance, I refuse to live so pathetically again. I smirked coldly, subtly withdrawing my hand from Liam's grasp. Why so excited? Your so-called revisions are just checking for typos, right? You don't even understand what I've written. What difference does it make? Or, do you have other plans for my report? Probably because I had exposed him, or perhaps it was the first time I had mocked him back like this. Liam's expression instantly became unnatural when he heard my words. He froze for a moment, then forced a smile and pulled me into his arms. How could that be? I was just worried sick and afraid you'd be too tired. You can give it to me next time. Alright, let's not talk about this anymore. Anna and the others are already waiting impatiently at the restaurant. I'll take you there with me. It wasn't until he mentioned the restaurant that I remembered. There had indeed been such a dinner gathering in my past life, but I had declined the invitation at the time because I was focused on finding reference materials. As a result, thanks to Liam and Anna's scheming, I ended up with a reputation for being jealous and unsociable. Watching Liam's evasive gaze, my smile didn't reach my eyes. Since I already knew everything in advance, this time I would make sure they experienced my pain and paid the price. Liam seemed distracted the whole way. Only when he pushed open the private room door and saw the person he wanted to meet did his calm heart begin to stir again. In front of Anna, he treated me with exaggerated care, putting on that perfect boyfriend act again. Sweetheart, your period is coming soon, don't drink anything cold, I ordered you a hot beverage. And this spicy dish, you shouldn't eat it, leave it be. I used to not understand, thinking Liam's meticulousness meant he loved me too. Little did I know it was all just a ploy to make Anna jealous for him. Like now, while he busied himself attending to me, his eyes kept stealing glances at the woman before us. Oh, Liam, still doting on her after all this time? You're setting the standard for us all. Seriously, Jane, I'm so jealous of you. Finding someone who loves you this much isn't easy, you should get married right after graduation. We're all waiting for that wedding banquet. Our classmates were laughing and teasing us, but when the word marriage came up, both Anna and Liam's expressions changed simultaneously. Anna's eyes instantly reddened as she downed her drink in one gulp. Yes, I really envy Jane for having someone who adores her so much. Not like me, all alone, abandoned by the person who promised to grow old with me. Sorry everyone. I'm not feeling well, I'll head out first. Enjoy your meal. Anna left with tears in her eyes, casting a fleeting glance at Liam, enough to completely sweep away his thoughts. Liam was stunned. Anna? Anna! He sprang up in an instant and rushed out after her, leaving the rest of us exchanging bewildered looks. What just happened? Jane, should you go after them? I was speechless, the chopsticks in my mouth frozen mid-bite. No need to guess, Liam was surely pulling out all the stops to appease his little lover. Frankly, I couldn't care less. But under everyone's urging, I still got up and went out. Little did I know this trip would actually yield some interesting footage. The two figures weren't hard to spot, having found a relatively hidden spot nearby. Peering through several boxes, I clearly saw Liam pressing Anna against the wall in a passionate kiss. I remained silent, quietly pressing the record button. Aren't you supposed to marry her? Treating her so well, being so fond of her, yet here you are kissing me. Anna pouted in an exaggerated sulk, prompting Liam to kiss her again. Silly girl, being nice to her is all for your sake. Didn't you cry and make a scene last time, saying you'd marry whoever secured your recommendation spot? Being with her was just to make you jealous. Who told you to keep insisting you had no feelings for me? Anna wiped her tears and suddenly laughed through them. Just kidding, you actually took it seriously. So when are you planning to break up with her? I can't stand watching you two flaunt your love forever. Don't worry, I've almost got my hands on her reports and thesis. Once you use her work to compete and win awards, the Institute will definitely give the spot to you. When everything's settled, we'll be together. Liam patiently and meticulously coaxed Anna, swearing to pave her path to success with the fruits of my labor. Even though I'd been reborn and already knew those two were birds of a feather, hearing those words with my own ears still made my heart ache unbearably. I took a deep breath and stopped recording, turning back to the private room before the two noticed. I had only left moments before them, so no one found anything amiss. But when I returned, Anna's gaze held unmistakable provocation. Sorry, I was acting childish again just now, I'll punish myself with a drink. But my stomach's been acting up, so this one. Liam can take it from me. Anna smiled as she handed the glass to Liam, who didn't hesitate in the slightest, drinking from the rim still bearing her lipstick marks. I laughed coldly to myself. So they weren't even going to pretend around me anymore. Don't overthink it, everyone. Liam and I grew up together, we're like siblings. He's just used to protecting me, that's all. Anna stuck out her tongue and turned her gaze to me. Jane, this is just how Liam and I have interacted since childhood. Don't take it to heart. I set down my chopsticks upon hearing this and wiped my mouth deliberately. Why would I mind? That's what friends do, helping each other is perfectly normal. But, so it really was your stomach problems. Liam used to get called away in the middle of the night, and when I asked, he'd say it was because your stomach hurt and he had to take care of you. I thought he was throwing shade at you. What kind of girl calls someone else's boyfriend to her house in the dead of night and keeps him there till morning? Now that I know it was you, I feel much better. Her words sent shockwaves through the room, everyone looked like they'd just bitten into a juicy piece of gossip. After all, in all the years I'd been with Liam, He'd put on such a convincing act that anyone would think he adored me. As for Anna, she was just a carefree, fun-loving little sister to him. Who would have thought that beneath this calm surface lurked such a disgusting truth? Liam tried several times to explain, but I kept cutting him off with new topics. He probably understood himself. Once you miss the best moment for explanations, anything said afterward becomes meaningless. But what does that have to do with me? All I want is to see him and Anna utterly ruined. This is just the beginning. After 3 rounds of drinks, the gathering dispersed. Anna had only taken the first toast, yet now she was draped limply over Liam's arm, pretending she couldn't even walk. "Liam, I'm not feeling well. Could you take me home?" "Never mind. Jane would definitely be upset." "You'd better not bother with me. I'll go by myself." Anna struggled to get up but kept clinging to Liam's arms. Liam was already restless after what I'd said at the table. I knew him too well. Nothing and no one mattered more than maintaining his perfect image in others' eyes. So when Anna threw herself at him, he hesitated. But before he could speak, I generously let him go first. "I'm not angry. Take Anna home. I still need to revise my report in the study room. If you come back later, you can find me there." My calm indifference made Liam frown slightly, but after careful consideration, he ultimately chose his beloved, "Then I'll come find you later." Anna can't hold her liquor, she gets drunk easily and needs me to take care of her. I didn't wait to hear the rest of Liam's words before stepping into the car. Whoever got drunk and whoever took care of whom were all nonsense to me at this point. I wasn't worried Liam wouldn't return. After all, how could he pass up such a perfect opportunity? Liam didn't disappoint me in the slightest. The reading room, empty as closing time approached, made it all the easier to capture evidence of wrongdoing. I just told him I was going upstairs to look for some materials and asked him to keep an eye on my things, and he couldn't resist copying the report. Watching the real-time surveillance footage on my phone, I couldn't help but curl my lips into a smirk. He and Anna really are a pair of idiots. Hiding in the corner, I waited patiently until he was nearly done before pretending to rush back, slipping the hidden pinhole camera back into my bag. "Did you wait long?" "I searched forever but couldn't find what I needed." "Oh well, I'll try again tomorrow." I linked arms with Liam and started to leave. But he hesitated. "Jane, I just remembered there's something I need to take care of." "I can't go back with you." "Ah, do you have to do this so late? Can't it wait until tomorrow?" Liam was adamant. "No, and I'll be very busy these next few days. Don't contact me unless it's important." He didn't even wait for me to finish speaking before slinging his backpack over his shoulder and leaving. I watched Liam's figure grow increasingly distant, and with that, the final stroke fell into place for the plan that had already taken shape. True to Liam's words, he didn't contact me in the following days. Instead, Anna was in such a hurry to celebrate prematurely that she hummed a tune and blocked my path. She triumphantly handed me a stack of papers, tilting her chin up at me. "Take a look, does the content seem familiar?" I lowered my gaze. "This is my thesis." Anna burst into laughter at my words, tapping her finger on the signature. "Sorry, but this is mine, and I submitted it to the department days ago. Wondering how your work ended up in my hands? Well, I might as well tell you, it's not just your thesis. Even your man belongs to me now. Do you really think Liam has been away from you these past few days? He's been with me every single day, telling me how boring you are and how unbearable he finds you. If I were you, I'd break up with him first to save myself the embarrassment of being dumped." Anna's laughter was sharp and piercing, filled with mockery as she eagerly awaited my breakdown. Unfortunately, I remained calm, merely raising an eyebrow as I handed her thesis back to her. "If you like it, you can have it. It's all trash anyway, just different kinds. The guy was just someone I picked at random, and the thesis was something I threw together. Only someone like you would treasure something of this caliber. Get some standards." You. Anna never expected me, usually so mild-mannered, to fight back. She stammered, unable to form a coherent response. Her face flushed with anger, then suddenly she seemed to realize something and deflated with a sigh. I know you're just being stubborn to save face. When the school awards me the recommendation spot, let's see how happy you'll be then. Don't waste your energy trying to clear your name either. Without evidence, no one will believe you anyway. Just sit tight and watch me take everything from you. With a cold snort, she turned and walked away, her haughty posture reminding me of the geese I often saw on the farm. I shrugged indifferently and pressed the stop button on my phone's recording app with my fingertip. Want to take what's mine? Let's see who plays dirtier this time. I had meticulously revised the paper Liam stole, ensuring every detail was more rigorous and every expression more precise than in my previous life. I was absolutely certain this paper would stand out from the competition. Sure enough, a week later, the college bulletin board displayed the announcement list with Anna's name prominently in first place. The dean even decided to submit the paper for a competition, where winning would bring a substantial cash prize. Standing at the end of the corridor, I could faintly hear two excited voices coming from an empty classroom nearby. Yesterday the dean told me this spot is basically mine by default. Humph, that bookworm Jane, what can she do even if she knows I stole it from her? She wouldn't dare make a peep. Liam laughed as he pulled Anna into his arms for a kiss. Even if she dares to cause trouble for you, I won't let her succeed. She's just a stupid fool ruled by her emotions, a few sweet words from me and she'll move on. Besides, she has zero evidence. What can she possibly do to us? Their unrestrained laughter gradually spread through the classroom, soon dissolving into the sounds of their entangled kissing. I slipped past their line of sight, snapping one last photo before leaving and saving it to the folder I'd prepared in advance. Dozens of megabytes in size, all filled with evidence. Everything is ready except for the east wind. I waited patiently until the day Anna's thesis won the award, and my hands trembled as I prepared to set out. I remember clearly that on this very day in my past life, while she basked in fame and applause, accepting rings and accolades, I lay curled in agony, drowning in a pool of blood. This time, I will make sure both Anna and Liam suffer the consequences they deserve. Anna placed extraordinary importance on this awards ceremony, dragging Liam along to the venue early to prepare. Seizing this opportunity, I sent the folder to confession pages of various universities and hired a group of online trolls to help spread the content far and wide. I sat quietly in the audience, watching as hashtags about Anna and Liam surged to the top of trending searches in mere moments, completely unbeknownst to the pair, who were still beaming with smiles, ready to accept honors that weren't rightfully theirs. The judge approached Anna with a certificate in hand. "Congratulations, Anna." "Professor." An assistant rushed from backstage, interrupting the speaker. After a hushed exchange, the professor's expression darkened instantly, and his gaze toward Anna turned scrutinizing. I watched with keen interest as the panel of presenters huddled together for a secret discussion, while Anna stood frozen on stage, visibly panicked and at a loss. "Classmate Anna, we've received reports with substantial evidence indicating your thesis plagiarizes others' work. Do you have any explanation?" Anna momentarily panicked upon hearing this, instinctively shaking her head in denial. "No. I didn't plagiarize, I wrote all of this myself." "Huh, wrote it herself?" I let out a cold laugh, suddenly standing up before the entire auditorium with a voice that rang clear. "If I remember correctly, you plagiarized from me." The moment these words left my mouth, I could feel all eyes in the room turning toward me. Liam in the audience was the first to react, rushing to my side trying to pull me away. "Jane, what nonsense are you spouting? Stop making trouble, come with me now." I struggled with all my might to break free, raising my hand to deliver a slap so forceful it sent Liam's face reeling. "Leave? Why should I leave? You'd better stay right here and witness the grand gift I prepared for you and your little lover." Before Liam could even process what had happened, I had already shoved past him and marched toward the judges' panel. 5 printed copies of evidence, one for each judge. I started gathering materials for my thesis half a year ago, including all the necessary literature and reference data. These documents contain my entire search history. And these, my chat logs with professors specializing in this field over the past few months. Every one of them can testify that I began planning this paper long ago. I spoke with absolute certainty, explaining each item in the documents one by one. Yet even so, Anna still tried to argue, her eyes fixed on me. Stop slandering me. I think you're just jealous that I won the award, so you're trying everything to ruin me. So what if you have these? They're not solid evidence at all. At most, they prove our research topics overlapped, but they don't prove I stole your work. Hearing Anna's words, I couldn't help but laugh out loud. How could someone be so foolish as to practically guide others into exposing themselves? Seeing my growing amusement, Anna's panic became obvious. Under her gaze, I handed the USB drive to the staff and crossed my arms, waiting for the show to unfold. Before long, Liam and Anna appeared embracing each other on the wide screen, their familiar dialogue playing once again. So when are you planning to break up with her? I don't want to keep watching the two of you flaunt your love. Don't worry, I've almost got my hands on her reports and thesis. Once you use her work to compete and win awards, the Institute will definitely give you the spot. When everything is settled, we'll be together. Then, Liam's face appeared at the center of the large screen, his frantic efforts to export all the data causing an uproar in the audience. Academic fraud is despicable enough, but how dare you submit stolen work for a competition? Exactly. And when caught, they even tried to shift the blame. But that guy is truly disgusting, helping his mistress set a trap for his own girlfriend. What a piece of trash. The surrounding taunts pierced Liam's pride like needles. His eyes bloodshot, he stormed over to me in a few strides. Jane, how far are you going to take this? I can explain about the thesis and Anna. No matter how angry you are, was it necessary to make such a scene? Am I the one making trouble? He betrayed our relationship first, then conspired with Anna to steal my thesis, taking the opportunities and honors that rightfully belonged to me. And now he dares to turn around and accuse me of causing a scene? I was utterly disappointed by this man's twisted logic. Furious, I shook off his hand, refusing to have anything more to do with him. Honorable judges, esteemed professors, regarding this matter, I can provide further evidence to prove that Anna plagiarized my academic work without my consent. Therefore, I request the revocation of all her previously awarded opportunities and honors, and demand that both she and Liam publicly apologize to me before the entire university. Anna was already resentful, and upon hearing my terms, she rushed down, itching to scratch my face. But before she could get close, the professor sternly stopped her. What's all this commotion? How dare you cause trouble in such a serious setting? This student has already presented ample evidence proving the paper is hers. If you disagree, then provide your own proof. Attacking others is unacceptable. Anna avoided eye contact with the judges, muttering that she hadn't kept any evidence. Of course she hadn't, there was never any evidence for her to keep in the first place. The professor saw through her act immediately. After a brief discussion with the other faculty members, he nodded and declared, "We agree with the student's claim. Those lacking integrity don't deserve to continue their studies here. Both of you are expelled, but before you leave, you must apologize to her in front of the entire school." Stepping out of the auditorium, I took deep breaths of fresh air, a true sense of rebirth washing over me. In this life, I didn't let myself fall into despair. Instead, I gave them a swift and satisfying counterattack. I deliberately chose a time when neither of them could handle the situation to amplify the public outcry. By the time they were free to deal with it, it was already too late. I idly scrolled through the comments under the trending hashtag. Anna had always been attractive and was somewhat of a micro-influencer in her social circle. Back when she secured the recommendation quota, many online praised her for being both beautiful and talented. Now that the truth had come to light, the backlash was even more severe. I thought she was something special, but after watching her previous videos, I noticed she even misspelled words in some of her scripts. When people pointed it out, she actually lashed out at them. And she still has the nerve to call herself a high IQ woman. No matter how much you try to market yourself, someone capable of such behavior is definitely no good. Recommend banning them across the entire internet. Even some fellow students from the same school were outraged, elaborating on the story of the three of us in greater detail, which drew countless voices speaking out in my defense. This guy used to put on a show of loving his girlfriend at school every day, bringing her breakfast, sticking to her like glue, only to pull such a shameless stunt behind her back. I've always thought there was something off about that girl. The guy already has a girlfriend, yet she keeps asking him for help under the guise of friendship every day. An upperclassman told me she even frequently calls him over to her place late at night, pretending to be drunk and clinging to him so he can't leave. That's absolutely disgusting. My heart aches for you, sis. I found her personal social media account. How could someone so pretty get treated like this? That guy must be blind. Reading this, I belatedly opened my social media and realized I'd unknowingly gained a significant following. Many had left comments praising my courage for speaking out, while even more used my platform to share their own similar experiences. Even from my end, I could see some netizens hurling insults at Liam and Anna. It wasn't hard to imagine how much worse the backlash must be for them directly. I never expected that Liam, who was already in deep trouble himself, would still have the leisure to ask me to go easy on Anna. On my way home, I spotted a heavily bundled up man waiting downstairs. Panic set in as I thought I might have encountered some troublemaker. Just as I was about to take a detour, he recognized me. He rushed over, and it was only then that I realized the man was none other than Liam, whom I hadn't seen in ages. "Jane, I need to talk to you. Unfortunately, I have nothing to say to you." "Jane." Seeing I was about to leave, Liam hastily grabbed my arm, his tone still carrying that same nauseating arrogance from before. "Jane, could you please clarify that Anna is innocent? Just say it was all a misunderstanding, that you overthought the relationship between me and her. Jane, Anna has been cyberbullied for days. She cries every day and doesn't even dare to go outside. If this continues, she'll have a breakdown. I know you still have feelings for me, which is why you did those things to target her. I promise you, as long as you're willing to clarify, then I..." Liam closed his eyes at me, as if making a tremendous sacrifice, and finished his sentence, "Then I'll stay with you forever and never think of another woman again." The truth is, people really do laugh when they're speechless. I sighed, unsure whether to mock his naivety or applaud his confidence. "Liam, can you send me a copy of that shameless link of yours? Who are you putting on this act of false humility for? What makes you think I'd still pine over a rotten cucumber? And who gave you the confidence to believe you have any right to negotiate with me? Let me make this clear, you and Anna deserve every bit of this fate. Don't expect forgiveness from me for either of you. You both owe me a life, and I won't forget that. Besides, this isn't even my endgame. I'm already preparing to sue you both for plagiarism and academic theft. Liam, if only you'd known this would happen, why did you ever start?" The memory of that weightless sensation from falling still makes my fingertips tremble. But soon, the terror from my past life was replaced by the profound sense of fulfillment in this one. I could truly feel myself alive, completely free from the despair of before. Smiling, I threw Liam's own words back at him, "Stop being unreasonable. It's just a few insults, can't you just endure it?" Liam refused to believe I no longer had feelings for him, convinced everything I said was just anger talking. I couldn't be bothered to argue further. I raised my hand, slapped him again, and went home. I thought the matter would be put to rest for now, but the next day in class, a classmate secretly shared a video with me. It was a recording of a livestream, and the person on screen was none other than Anna. She wept, claiming that she and Liam had shared feelings since childhood. It could even be called mutual affection, and everyone around them could sense the ambiguous tension between them. Yet I, fully aware of everything, had deliberately interfered. Liam and I have known each other for over 20 years. He cares for me, and I care for him. Everyone around us thought we were a couple. But after Jane appeared, she clung to Liam every single day, aggressively pursuing him despite knowing I liked him. Isn't that also a form of meddling? Liam and I were perfectly matched. If not for her, we would have been together long ago. She wronged me, and she wronged Liam. And now I'm supposed to apologize publicly to such a vile, scheming woman? In her dreams. Once again, strange values assaulted my mind. Silently saving the video, I began compiling all the evidence I could use to counterattack. My family wasn't particularly wealthy, but during my years at school, scholarships had kept me comfortable with plenty to spare. When Liam first pursued me, he would even buy bouquets to make me happy. But after we actually got together, I became the one paying for nearly all our meals and shopping trips. The gifts I gave and holiday transfers often amounted to thousands. I had never shortchanged him in this relationship, so Anna's accusations made no sense. Shortly after Anna posted her video, I released all the chat logs from when Liam first pursued me. His words were intimate, his techniques practiced. Where was this nonsense about me forcing myself on him? Moreover, anyone with eyes could see from years of expenditure records that I'd been the one providing him with a comfortable material life. So, netizens weren't buying Anna's sob story. It's tragic enough for a beauty to be scammed, but having to spend money raising parasites too? If you think your dog is so great, why not keep it on a tighter leash? With that much money and effort, you could have raised a real puppy by now. Who knew getting a boyfriend would mean feeding an ingrate who bites the hand that feeds him? Disgusting. Anna's attempt to play the victim undoubtedly backfired. Not only that, her account was banned across all platforms, and she only occasionally appeared in gossip videos by marketing accounts. But I knew my goal extended far beyond this. While I couldn't take their lives, robbing them of their freedom was certainly within reach. I meticulously reviewed and submitted the materials layer by layer. It wasn't until the authorities approached Liam and Anna that they truly realized my threat to sue them wasn't just empty words. When the officials arrived, those two were publicly apologizing to me in front of the entire school. Anna ultimately couldn't withstand the pressure of public opinion. Every word she said attracted countless insults, and classmates who used to be on good terms with her distanced themselves overnight. Even when she walked, footballs would deliberately come flying to hit her repeatedly. As for Liam, needless to say, he kept getting mysteriously beaten up. Before the old bruises could heal, new ones would appear. I listened to their letters of repentance from below the stage with an expressionless face, feeling nothing inside. They weren't truly repentant, they'd simply had enough and were scared. If this incident hadn't affected them, they would have continued their self-centered ways, leaving me to rot like worthless mud. The summons scene was chaotic. Liam and Anna had never experienced such a situation. Terrified when officers came to take them away, they kept shrinking back. "I won't go with you. I've already apologized, I said I was sorry, don't arrest me. Please, I beg you. Don't arrest me. Jane, tell them. There must be some mistake." Their tearful pleas and cries for mercy echoed through every corner of the venue via microphone. I watched coldly as the two of them broke down, screaming and refusing to cooperate. Their commotion seemed to become public entertainment, with countless people raising their phones to record the scene. In the end, the situation concluded with both being forcibly taken away. The conviction process went remarkably smoothly due to the overwhelming evidence. Before being led away by the prison guards, Anna still managed to bare her teeth at me. "You think you're so smug, don't you? Why should you have everything from birth? I just couldn't stand seeing you have it so easy, so I wanted to take everything from you. Do you really think I ever liked Liam? How ridiculous! If I truly liked him, we'd have been together long ago. He was just a persistent admirer I could use to upset you. How does it feel? Must be infuriating to have the man you love not only stolen by someone else, but treated without value." Watching Anna's gloating expression, I suddenly felt pity for her. Her mind could only hold such petty, twisted thoughts. I shook my head and smiled, saying, "Unfortunately, I stopped loving him long ago. Staying by his side was just part of my plan, to witness the retribution you both deserved. Now that justice has been served, I'm finally free. And I should thank you for helping me see someone's true nature." Anna didn't get the emotional reaction she expected from me, which only fueled her rage. She tried to rush at me several times but was eventually restrained and sedated before being taken away. As for Liam, after being imprisoned, he repeatedly begged me to visit him in jail. I refused every time. When the dust finally settled, the institute returned the recommendation and awards that were rightfully mine. After some thought, I decided to visit Liam on the day before I left the country. He had lost a lot of weight and had been rambling apologies the moment he saw me, saying he knew he was wrong. I cut him off promptly. Liam, I'm going abroad. He looked stunned. Then, will you come back? I don't know. Probably not. You don't need to look so regretful, you never really liked me when we were together anyway. What you're sad about is just losing a meal ticket because of your own carelessness. That's not true. Jane, staying here all these days made me realize my head is filled with thoughts of you. I hate that I didn't appreciate what I had when I had it, and only realized your worth after losing you. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. Liam's expression was filled with remorse and sorrow, as if he truly regretted his actions. But I knew, he had ever only loved himself. No need to apologize. I won't forgive you anyway. Let me tell you something, I once had a dream. In it, you made the same choice, handing my thesis to Anna, helping her climb step by step over my corpse. You even conspired to ruin me, to kill me, and you chose to propose to her on the day she won her award. Back then, I kept wondering what was wrong with me. Later, I realized, it wasn't that I wasn't good enough. It was that you weren't worth it. Liam, you don't deserve my feelings for you. My words were blunt and cutting. Liam didn't argue or get angry, he just stood there in silence. I saw there was nothing left to say, so I picked up my bag and stood to leave. As I walked out the door, I heard him tapping on the glass. I turned back to see him moving his lips at me. The shape of his mouth formed the words, I'm sorry. I didn't respond, just stepped forward and walked out the main entrance into the light. After going abroad, everything was filled with curiosity and challenge for me. Without even trying, Liam and Anna's affairs were completely forgotten. I still moved between school and my dormitory, occasionally being taken by professors to attend academic exchange seminars. They said my life was dull and boring, but I found joy in it. Another quarterly exchange meeting found me rushing down the street with coffee in hand, only to spill it perfectly onto a man's coat just as I reached the entrance. Flustered, I offered profuse apologies, but he stood silhouetted against the light, neither demanding compensation nor speaking, just staring intently at me. When I finally gathered myself to look up at him properly, his camel-colored wool coat glowed softly in the sunlight, radiating warmth that seemed to chase away some of winter's chill. After a long pause, he suddenly smiled and extended his hand. Hello, I'm Colin. I shrank back slightly. Hello, Jane.